I'm Tim from Neofonie. I'm going to show you like the Toggolino Club, which is a German television station, Super RTL in cooperation with Disney, that we built last year with Magnolia, and a bit of a sneak preview of two other things we are doing with Magnolia right now. So, quick look at the agenda. I will just tell you like who we are, what was the background of the project, why did they do what they did. Then we're going to look inside the club, which is like kind of fun and games and a bit of education for kids, like preschool kids. Some key facts around the project, what was achieved, what's next, and then a little bit of a sneak preview. So, Neofonie is a spin-off of the Technical University in Berlin. We founded in 1998. We're 180 people in Berlin, and we did 500 projects in the last 18 years. That's how it looks like. That's actually my colleagues. And so you do have an office, and what we do, our like fields of expertise is we do a lot of projects around digital transformation, and we have a unit for mobile solutions, doing all the things with native, and obviously CMSs. We used to be a search company back in the days. We built a German search engine called Fireball. Basically, in terms of search, Google wasn't probably much better than we did. But we do a lot of projects around e-commerce and web portals. And being a spin-off of the uni, we still have an R&D unit where we do projects around text mining, big data. We have our own Hadoop cluster and doing some data analytics. So our services start with the usual like consulting, conceptual part, UX design. Then there are two departments for development. We are around like 80 devs. Department for quality assurance and hosting operations, and if you like, we can give you like whole project teams. So our usual like design process, probably not that different from other design processes, like working with the client, consulting them, creating ideas, visualize the ideas, exploring them, prototyping them, and steer them till you actually come to the right idea what to do with the project, and then. I guess like these all look the same. It's probably the most boring chart. What we've done for other clients, and if presentations are more marketing driven, then you usually have the logo of Coca-Cola. We're more engineers. We never work for Coca-Cola, so we can't give you the Coca-Cola logo. So, but back to the project. I'm here to present. What was the mission? The mission was that. Because it's for kids, it should work more mobile than it did. Have several touch points, and actually it needed a redesign. I will show you right now. And if you want to use the games, you need to subscribe. So that's the business case behind it. And so we implemented a more modern conversion sales funnel. In terms of if you have on every page a clear call to action that is leading you to a converting page that is actually giving you access to the club. All right, how did we realize it? Well, not too surprisingly, probably that's the reason why I'm here today. We did it with Magnolia. But at the very beginning, when we started thinking about how to do it, or like figuring out what is the right architecture, and to enter the club, you have different subscription models. So there's an annual subscription, and there's an annual subscription that is automatically renewal. Then you have seasonal passes, then you have various discounts and coupons and stuff like that. And you could basically say that these are different kind of products, like for accessing the content. And so if you have different products, then you come up with the idea we need a shop system. So we evaluated the idea doing it with the shop system, and then we said, actually, no, it's not that complex. And Magnolia is open enough that we can integrate all that into the CMS, which we did. So we built this whole thing around Magnolia. Now there's no shop system involved. Other reasons for like doing that is that we like stuff that is open source and Java based, which is Magnolia. They have a REST API, which is luckily been very easy to build a connection to create hybrid apps. The hybrid apps basically are an extension of the web app here. Magnolia is supporting Java Spring, which we do like as well, and was very, very convenient for us and obviously for the client. It's a very smooth way to hand over content. In this case, it's basically games. If Disney creates a new game, RTL wants to add it to the Toggolino Club. And before we did the relaunch, that was not possible. So if there was a game, they had to give it to the agency, and the agency have to add it to the CMS, and then it was available. Right now, if there's a new game, they can add it to the club on their own very easily. They don't need us anymore for anything. Adding content for other stuff, they do need us. A couple of interfaces that we integrated here, like Adobe Analytics for A/B testing, optimizing, and there's obviously a payment solution to get the subscription. Yeah, we acted as the prime contractor here, and around the Magnolia CMS, we did around like a bit more than 500 days of custom code and development to create the club in the way the client wants to have it. And how did it look like? So when we started, it looked like that. So the pitch was 2015, but even in 2015, this was not really like a very modern approach to web design. And maybe even bigger problem was a lot of this was based on Flash, especially the games. So that I said before. And now it looks like that. It's not just more green, it's hopefully a little more modern, and at least a little more 2015, 2016, and it used to be, and it works on tablets, which is a major point that was quite important. What was challenging about that? The target group are kids like preschool kids. Preschool kids are like 2 to 5, which basically means that they can't read. I mean, there are some like superhero kids who can read like right after they're born, but usually they can't. They are kids, they should do other stuff. It's more like about fun and games and some entertainment. And so in terms of the usability, the navigation, you cannot navigate with too much text. It must be much more visible. And the other stuff was get in the adaptive design and optimize it for mobile devices, especially for tablets. And the idea is that the mobile device is usually should always be an extension of the web app. So it will look like that. So you give a kid a tablet, and it finds its favorite character, and can press it and see what's happening there, what kind of game is going on. And this obviously you cannot do with Flash. So it's the goal was that it's fun and games. Yes, kids should have fun and play games. And there's a little bit of learning and education, like in the background. And so, now I'd like to give you a look inside the Toggolino Club, so what the kids could actually do there. There you go. All right. The whole idea of RTL Disney is that the whole club is character-based. So right down here, what you see are the different characters. The whole content world evolves around these characters. So just pick like 2 or 3 to give you a bit of a view of what's going on there. Probably one of the most favorite characters, if you have kids, you've probably heard about Bob the Builder. And what you can do now is you can actually explore what kind of content is around your favorite character. So there's going to be TV series, there's going to be quizzes, there's going to be games and stuff like that. And you see the actual TV program with your favorite character. The program is directly pulled out of the systems of the TV station into the web app. So if they change something here, as you see, kids usually look television like quite early in the morning. And so if they change something here, it's automatically in the web app, so the kids or the parents can always get informed when there's Olivia, which is a cute little piggy family, happening on television, what kind of games are around them, and what you can actually do to have fun with the favorite characters. So that was the idea. Create anything around the character you like most. Okay. So, oops, sorry. This guy here is called Benjamin Blümchen. It's obviously an elephant, he's doing a very weird sound, and this is just an example of a game with a bit of an educational effort behind it. So what you're seeing is a swimming pool situation, and if you click the different characters, they're going to do different stuff in different ways. So you see the blonde dude here, he is throwing bottles in the pool, which you should not do. The bottles, because you will see later on the right way. And the other guy is just jumping right into the pool, which is not that great. And there's a girl eating ice cream in the pool. And the more often you click them, they do it in a different way. Right now, the blonde dude threw his bottle in the litter box, which is better than throwing it into the pool. And that's as far as it goes. So like, if you click it, they're going to do it in different ways. And as a preschool kid, you get a little bit of an idea, like how to do stuff in different ways and what is a better way to do it. Don't jump in the pool. Don't throw litter around. And as it is, like for preschool kids, you keep it very simple in terms of navigation of what you can do. So you can pick different characters, like you can choose this girl and change her dress and give her a diving mask and change the shoes or whatever. And it's just 6 very simple buttons the kids can press and change it in a way they think it's funny. Okay, that's like a bit of a view inside what's happening in the club. So you get information about the TV series, the games, and whatever goes on, and your favorite characters. And then, if you give kids games, and they like the games, they will tend to play it quite long. So where there's a section where you can actually log in as a parent, and for all the kids you create a profile, and then you can basically time box the time when your kid or your kids can enter the Toggolino club. Let's say it's usually before dinner, so from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. That is a time frame, and you can actually say how long they're allowed to see, like 30 minutes or an hour or whatever, so they can use it excessively if they they become like a huge fan of Bob the Builder and want to look at Bob the Builder all day. So that is a way. If you have more kids, you can obviously add more profile for your kids, like to get a little bit of control how long they actually use the content of Toggolino. So. As I mentioned before, the hybrid apps, but what's happening on tablets is an extension of what you just saw. So if you start using the web app, then you can use a tablet and explore a little bit more of the content. That's basically like a quick overview of what we did with the redesign and the relaunch for RTL Disney, and what was the effect. Basically, luckily, it created client happiness. So asked the head of the online business of RTL for quote. I thought, thanks to the CMS, like Magnolia and HTML5, we're able to easily edit and enhance the Toggolino Club, which is basically adding more games. The idea is to keep the kids happy. You need to create new characters and new games quite regularly, and that is very easy now. So if they have something, they can just edit, and as I mentioned before, they don't need us anymore for doing that. But this is the content, the product side. And apart from the content on the product side, there's usually a numbers guy. I say you need to license Magnolia, and then you have to pay us for the 500 days of development. So what happened in terms of revenue? And basically what did happen before the relaunch, it was that the number of subscribers was declining because it was not modern, it was not enough content. And it stabilized right after the relaunch, and right now it really went up. So in terms of a return of investment, it was very successful for RTL Disney, and it made the numbers guy happy as well. All right, so what's next for this project? Sit here around the corner is that we're going to launch native apps for iOS and for Android, so they have even more of a mobile extension. To wrap it up, what was achieved? It's a much more modern design. They have more subscribers, they have more touch points, they have mobile apps, and they have the offline functionality on tablets now. And so we killed Flash in this whole thing, which is it's a good thing. All right, that was a quick overview of the Toggolino Club that we did last year and still continue doing. And right now, when when we first talked to Magnolia, we said, okay, we probably is going to show the Toggolino club. Some of our dev guys approached me and said, we're doing other stuff with Magnolia as well, not for RTL Disney, and it's maybe not production ready, but it's maybe something you can show there. So, and there's this, obviously, like it's a movie theater, and the stuff I'm trying to show you now has nothing to do with a fun-orientated kids learning club. We try to have a look behind the scenes to get a little bit of help what's coming now. I asked Monty Python for some idea how to do it.
And now for something completely different.
Exactly, something completely different. No kids anymore, no RTL, no Disney. It's around the shop. So we did not build a shop. And maybe you followed the presentation of Commerce Tools, Nicholas and Samuel from Magnolia yesterday. They followed a very similar approach to what we did. So the basic idea was to create a prototype of a convergent e-commerce solution with Magnolia on one side and Hybris on the other. So we did that with the concept of microservices. Here it was using Docker. So to not have two big monolith systems for various reasons, and with the goal that it's more independent modular development, and you can much more easily deploy it. And now it's probably going to be a couple of charts that you may have seen before, just with other software behind it. So what we did is like you have Hybris on one side, and in Hybris you have all the product, all the relevant element information like the sizes, the price, and stuff like that. And you have Magnolia on the other side, taking care of all the presentation in the web. So why using microservices as an idea? So basically what we try to achieve here is there are more easy rollback scenarios. We have a high flexibility of distribution and scaling, and usually for like IT projects, it's a good idea to have a reduction of complexity. And this combination makes it possible to run Microsoft on nearly all hosting environment, and that gives you the possibility of having automation of infrastructure processes, which is a good thing. So basically, it's a mix and match approach. So you can you have two different product classes, you can mix them, and you can easily match them on the platform, and you can easily deploy them. And yeah, how does it look? It is up and running. So everything works apart from the payment solution, because we are like an engineering agency. We don't have any physical products. So I was like, how can we showcase that? So we do offer workshops, but workshops is still not very physical. And we have apparel, like two things, a T-shirt and a hoodie. That's all. But the whole system is working now, and what you see on that side here, all that information is coming out of Hybris, and the way it's presented here, like the hoodie, or how much picture is going to be there, that's obviously coming out of Magnolia. So, what's the benefit of that? Well, one benefit or one idea behind is to have the separation between the product information and the web presentation. That gives you much more flexible infrastructure. It's easy to alter, and you can actually get fast time to market. And basically, you can have very quick rollouts and continuous delivery. Yeah, well, that was like a sneak preview of the, it's called shop.neo.de. If you're interested, we can show you, and it's actually working there. It's just, you will not be able to actually buy the hoodie, but everything else is up and running and working. Yeah, basically that was it. And then another group of devs came around the corner, and then I got out of ideas how to add that. So I blatantly stole something from a far better presenter than I am. But there's one more thing. So what we're doing right now, we're building a plugin for Elasticsearch. As you may know, there's a plugin for Zola already. And historically, having been a search company, we're doing the Magnolia plugin for Elasticsearch right now. And one, two things that it should differentiate from the Solar plugin is that you will be able to have indexing with write and roll, so it's configurable what the users can see. There's going to be one index per language, and there's going to be a backend status app which can do various things, and it's going to be ready in the next couple of weeks. This is a very sneaker preview for what's next to come from us. So, three quite different things. I'd like to wrap it all up quickly. We redesigned the Toggolino club with Magnolia without any kind of shop system. We did this handshake between Hybris and Magnolia, and right now we're working on the Elasticsearch plugin. That's it from me. Thank you very much.